So, have you ever wondered how Jack the Hoodie became so rich? I mean, was definitely not streaming despite his YouTube account's worse performance than KSI's music and more bands than EDP at a cupcake shop. This guy still manages to flaunt his Lamborghinis, mansion, and new girlfriend every 2 business days. His real identity is that of the Gen Z off-brand, it seems. Hirohei Otani. You are familiar with the man who established Playboy magazine. The only difference is that instead of Silk Road and Playboy bunnies, Jack uses hoodies from Chrome Hearts and the females he met in math class. Trust me, this rabbit hole is quite deep. Signing a contract after experiencing trauma with Adam 22's expertise in the kitchen and the abundance of digital proof, the FBI has decided to release your Wi-Fi file. If Jack Doherty and Diddy wind up in the same prison cell, I wouldn't be shocked. I'll explain it in simple terms. In any case, Jack just interviewed Adam 22 for No Jumper, the internet's most infamous podcast couch. If Satan were to host a chat show, Jack would be the guest and he would be prepared to confess everything. Like a business class for aspiring pimps, bro lay out his entire pipeline, starting with Adam asking him how he gets the chicks, who are his only pals. From the agency's perspective, what do you believe the most lucrative avenues are likely to be? What exactly is it? How does one go about enticing fresh girls to work with a simple direct message? Going out to parties, meeting girls, and asking just friends is something that happens, but I have no idea what it's about. Sometimes your friends are girls. It's just a matter of personal preference. However, you should never expect your girls to operate exclusively in a professional manner. They tend to do what makes them comfortable. You look more like the type of person that gets kicked out of playgrounds than an entrepreneur. Still, this was hardly even an open interview. You won't have to compromise your dignity like I did for content. I took them for the team, dropped 5 money, sacrificed brain cells, and went through the cringe fest in its entirety, because the full thing was behind a paywall. Even Jack himself has said that streaming and YouTube aren't the main sources of his income anymore. Those are merely side hustles. And now comes the juicy part, the agency side, which translates to I make girls into content creators, sign a contract with them, and pay them monthly like Netflix. In this context, content creator refers to someone like Sophie Rain. No one else. I am not merely making an assumption here. He casually mentioned it while seated across from Wes Watson. The one with the inspirational sayings and jail tales on it, the human protein shake. Is pimping these girls a lucrative business for you? Wes inquired. While you listen to what Jack had to say, you sort of sell things out on OnlyFans, but what exactly are you doing there? Yeah, I know that's not true. My friend. Listen, some of Jack's chicks make like $1 million a month. I informed my girlfriend on the drive here. She was going to come over, she says. I'm thinking you can if you want, but you ain't coming back. I mean, that's a choice you got to commit to that when you're gone if you make that choice late. Wow, even Wes was taken aback. He couldn't help but wonder, wait, what do they do on there? Whatever they're comfortable with, was Jack's response. This means that he will overlook something if it means that he will continue to earn 6 figures every month. Wes, who appeared about to stomp on the podcast set like he was about to explode, was also there. Every single one of them, including the roided-out ex-con, was like, yo, this is morally bankrupt. Frank Sam. Longtime acquaintance, former classmate, and now her unbreakable contract with Jack Thady's lucrative business. Have you experience overseeing Frank Sam? Prior to his time here, oh yeah, we've known each other forever. We went to primary school together and now we live literally a minute away in the same area. Imagine seeing someone in a class photo with crayons on juice boxes and then 10 years later you're taking a cut of their OnlyFriends content. Sir, that's not a business deal. We started making videos together when I was 15 or 16, and that's how she became like a character in my channel. After we graduated from high school, I moved to Los Angeles about 6 months later, and she moved in. From there, we just grew her social media accounts. And hey, Jack and Sam actually went to elementary school together. It's a suspenseful psychological thriller. Boom, merely friends empire, they dated, moved in together, created TikToks, and then boom. Surprisingly, she signed a contract, and bro turned the girl next door into direct deposit, so even though they split up, Jack is still getting paid. After that, he ramped it up again, this time enticing ladies with the promise of an Instagram account, an OAF, and contracts like if it were Pokemon. However, they remain mired in Jack's revenue cycle rather than progressing. And then we have the most bizarre collaboration ever, Adam 22 and Jack, two men who would sell their own shadow for enough likes on YouTube. They bond over their love of using women for content. Oh, and Adam brings up the fact that he had a steamy photo shoot with Jack's brother, not Jack's brother, but Adam, and asks, "How do you feel about me hooking up with your brother?" It was completely out of the blue, but I remember my brother saying, "Yo, Adam 22 wants to do some gamey." It's strange that he wants to work with you, but I wasn't surprised. I'm still confused about how bro transformed a collaboration into a casting call. What comes next? Casting the sitcom OnlyFriends? Keep on the edge of your seat because things are about to get wilder. Do you recall the Island Boys, those bargain-hunting tatted-faced Hot Topic employees? Plus, Jack oversaw them, and he wasn't merely an unseen figure. She implied that you had an intimate encounter with one of the Island Boys because he kissed one of them on tape. Who was McKinley, and was she simply being dishonest? I kissed him instead. Just like describing a kiss, waiting is slow. Wow, I noticed that homosexual my original inspiration came from a YouTube video in which Bryce Hall celebrated his 21st birthday by kissing a staggering number of men. I mean, he kissed 21 guys for free, so I guess I'll kiss too. But did you gain anything from doing that, bro? Because he obviously got demonetized from that YouTube video. I mean, seriously? I made millions of dollars off of that. It was absurd. It's off. Here's the video. Yeah, and I was also earning a percentage from them, which was around $200,000 monthly. Yeah, and then, the money I was earning off of it was really foolish. It was all about the money, though, and as gay as that money was good. That was absolutely insane. Indeed, that is merely he justified his kiss with an island boy by saying it was a money move. I smoothed 6 digits, you know? Non-active mouth parts. This man is making money off of mayhem like it's cryptocurrency. Just like WWE, but with more glitter and melancholy, he made millions off of what he locked in his own roster, and he wasn't ashamed to say it. By the way, where are his folks? Pimping by association, this dude runs a digital escort business while secretly kissing SoundCloud musicians on camera. Meanwhile, his parents are content to sit back and receive checks. Because come on, Apple wasn't exactly a far cry from its humble beginnings. It just got thrown into a ring light and became a major thing. Is it financial literacy or influencer exploitation 101 that Jack's parents imparted to him if he's out there making money off of trauma and girls? Additionally, you should not use their legal defense against me. It misses the mark. A person doesn't suddenly become more powerful and wise just because they reach 18. Before they could cast a ballot, these young women were manipulated into signing contracts. This isn't business, it's Wi-Fi compulsion, as Jack himself confesses to having met several of them when they were under the age of 18. With his most recent ex, he made the same statement. This is the same old cycle: get her in, get her social media following up, debut her create some wild stuff, sign her up, and then when they break up, you still profit. The subscription payment arrives even though the girl is no longer there. Emotional rent is not a breakup. Speaking about Adam 22, he's clearly experiencing a midlife crisis as he giggles on camera. Yo, that's wild. In the meantime, he's acting like it's date night while he watches his wife act out scenes with random men. He became famous after seeing other individuals he knew do his wife's hair. So, sure, don't be naive, just because something is on a podcast doesn't imply it's acceptable. In the same way that something's profitability doesn't imply it's not icky, neither does the fact that it's voluntary. The traumatized and one very perplexing island boys make-out session that Jack used to build his company were based on his ex-girlfriend. If you ever see one of these guys showing off a Lamborghini, keep in mind that's not hustle culture. Wearing a Gucci tracksuit, that's manipulating emotions. And for every multi-million-dollar deal, there's a young woman who was likely recruited at an underage party. Anyhow, I hope you all had fun. Approve, like, subscribe, comment, enjoy your day, and I'll catch you all in my next video.